politics. Yeah, the hits were fun, but it's over now. He can't come out with any new records.
Nah, MC Hammer could come out with a new record.
I meant Obama.
I like MC Hammer.
You got better odds on Hammer than you do on Obama.
Yes, sir.
We got to take a break. Let's get to some news, weather, and traffic with Jason Caterina with weather and Mark Christopher is in the BPS Traffic Center. By the way, guys, I know you can't do it now, but I'd like to, if you could, to give some of your thoughts on Ozzy Osbourne when we give traffic in the 8s in the beginning of the hour. All right, so Mark Christopher, take it away, sir.
All right, guys, thank you very much. Well, if you're heading into Hartford right now, eastbound side of 84, you're going to see some delays now as you move up on exit 46, about a half mile before 46th Avenue down to the Bulkley Bridge. This traffic report being brought to you by Amplify CT. Westbound side of 84 is slowing now just after 56 Governor Street out to 47 Sigourney Street. Southbound 91, look for delays by exit 36 Park Avenue. Again, approaching 33 down to 32 A and B. If you're on the northbound side of 91, that is in good shape from Cromwell through downtown up into Windsor. If you're traveling to westbound, delays 1D up to the 84 West Merge at East Hartford, 291 through 84 OK east of the river, 9 northbound slowing approaching Harbor Park up to the Aragoni Bridge. In New Haven, 15 northbound at the end of the parkway, an accident between 67 and 68 N and E, and that is taking out the right lane. Stay to the left there. If you are traveling southbound 91 into Meriden, you've got delays 19 down to 17 for the Wilbercross Parkway. We have an accident in North Haven, 91 northbound between exit 8 and 9. The left lane is taken out there, so delays are approaching exit 6 behind that. Southbound on the Parkway, delays from 60 in Hamden into the West Rock Tunnel. This summer, remember that getting outside to play reduces stress, boosts moods, and sharpens focus. Encourage your kids to press pause and go play to take care of the mind and body. It works. Visit amplifyct.org for more ideas to amplify your mental health. Traffic and weather together on the 8th WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather. Well, the rest of our Tuesday afternoon, sun, some clouds, a pleasant day with low humidity and the high of 81. Partly cloudy tonight, another comfortable night for sleeping with the low down to 56. Sunshine, a few clouds for our Wednesday, a bit warmer with the heat starting to build, the high of 85. Thursday, partly sunny, hot and more humid with the high moving up to 94. I'm meteorologist Jason Caterina in the WTIC Weather Center.
WTIC is celebrating 100 years on the air and 100 years of serving Connecticut. This is WTIC and WTIC FM HD2 Hartford, an Odyssey station.
79 degrees, 4 o'clock. I'm Dave Mager, WTIC 1080 News. Heat advisory in effect through Friday. The flamboyant legend of heavy metal is dead at 76.
Ozzy Osbourne rose to prominence during the 1970s as the lead singer of the heavy metal band Black Sabbath. The so-called Prince of Darkness caused an uproar for biting the head off of a bat, but he was able to show his lighter side when a reality show about his family premiered on MTV back in 2002. Crazy. While his music resonated with heavy metal fans, on the show, one of the first in the reality TV world, his kookiness did.
The cooking channel.
The bake your own bread channel.
Ozzy Osbourne, the godfather of heavy metal, was 76. Matt Piper, CBS News.
Democratic lawmakers are rallying behind an interpreter from Afghanistan seized recently in East Hartford by ICE. The man named Zia is in the U.S. on approved humanitarian parole and was in the process of applying for his green card when he was taken last week by masked agents. Now in federal detention in Massachusetts, Zia was immediately issued an order of expedited removal based on the false claim he's in the U.S. illegally. Congresswoman Johanna Hayes.
Zia was doing everything he was asked to do. Showing up for appointments, there was no interaction with law enforcement, had followed all of the steps. So when I hear from people, get in line and follow the steps. When you are doing that and this is still the outcome, then what do we do next?
Zia State Comptroller Sean Scanlon has issued a special report on the impact of the budget bill recently signed by the president.
When it comes to health care, we anticipate that between 100,000 and 200,000 Connecticut residents could lose their health insurance over the coming years because of them getting kicked off due to red tape and various changes that are being made.
Scanlon says some of those who maintain health insurance will see rates rise. The federal bill does not extend advanced premium tax credits. That will mean a 75% premium increase for 100,000 people on the Access Health Connecticut exchange. One person is dead after a house fire this morning in Suffield. The fire department says it happened on Mather Street, a building fully engulfed in flames. Firefighters brought the victim out of the home, but the victim suffered fatal injuries. On Wall Street, the Dow up 179, S&P closing up 4, the NASDAQ down 81 points. Sports, Red Sox in Philadelphia with the pregame just after 6 on WTIC. Yankees in Toronto, the Blue Jays now leading New York by 4 games in the AL East. The Mets host the LA Angels. Yard Goats in New Hampshire. And new Patriots receiver Stephon Diggs will be on the field when the team opens training camp tomorrow, 9 months after suffering a torn ACL. For more, check out WTIC.com. I'm Dave Maker, WTIC 1080 News.
Comcast Business High Five Hotline. What's this?
1 minute.
I signed my business up for the 5-year price lock guarantee, and I can't stop high-fiving people. High five!
Okay, deep breath. You're in a good place. You signed your business up for 5 years of gig speed internet and advanced security, all on our ultra-reliable network.
Gig speeds and advanced security? I'm so stoked.
Yep, and you get it at a great rate that's locked in for 5 years.
Woo!
The high five is just your body's way of saying, I'm winning.
Radio.com. That's REESE on the radio.com. That's REESE on the radio.com. And go there and then fill out the form. Make sure you put in your telephone number. And, of course, your birth date's got to be in there so that you can get a chance to win. Yeah, we'll take care of it, and then you'll get a dozen bagels a month for 6 months. Must live in the state of Connecticut and cannot have won within the last 6 months. So if you've won in the last 6 months, you can apply again. And I want to see more of you. You know? We put that stuff up there on ReeseOnTheRadio.com for you. You know? You people. But, yeah, if you want to go there, you can. And send me a message. We got a story idea, something going on. You want to ask my opinion, you can go there. Friend us on Facebook as well. Not that I don't have enough people who contact me on Facebook, but I really, really like using Facebook, at least for this show and for other stuff that I post, giving you guys previews of upcoming shows. So if you want to do that, please do. Also, in a couple of seconds, I want to get the guys, Mark Christopher and Jason Caterina, if they want to say some kind words or their experience with listening to Black Sabbath or Ozzy Osbourne and what he meant to them musically or as an icon for me. I mean, I remember watching his early 2000 reality show, as many people did. That was my real introduction into Ozzy. I didn't know he was that kind of a quirky guy, but I loved that show. Wasn't really into the music, but I'm familiar with it. I just wasn't into a lot of that metal stuff, but I'm sure these guys are. Let's get to them. Jason Caterina has got weather, and Mark Christopher, he's in the BPS Traffic Center. I assumed that Black Sabbath was in your repertoire growing up.
Not at all.
No!
No.
Really? Were you a disco or a regular like hairband guy?
You know, I like Van Halen, Aerosmith, Led Zeppelin. Never really got into Black Sabbath.
Was that too edgy for you?
I'm just not a heavy metal guy.
Okay.
I'm more of a, I like horn bands. Give me Tower Power, Chicago, Steely Dan. That's where my sweet spot is. But the first time I really took notice of him was in 1982 when he bit the head off of a bat. That's when I went, somebody actually did that?
Yeah.
He did it at a concert in Des Moines, Iowa, saying that he thought it was a rubber bat, but it was a real bat.
Yeah.
That was the first time I went, whoa, this guy's crazy. But
he made quite a mark. Then there's the Alamo.
Did.
There was the Alamo incident that got him banned. And just recently, that ban was lifted for him to go to the Alamo or to go to Texas overall, I guess in San Antonio.
It's pretty amazing that his retirement show was only 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
It was like July 5th.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he lived a full life, no question about that.
Without a doubt.
He passed with his family by his side. So Ozzy Osbourne, What an iconic figure in the
Indeed.
world of heavy metal. He kind of ushered it in. Hey, if you're heading into Hartford right now, Reese southbound 91 delays 36 to 35. Again, 33 down to 32 A and B. Again, a little slow down by exit 28. Northbound on the Parkway, we have an accident between 67 and...
A great Ozzy story. Back in the late 80s, early 90s, I worked at great Ozzy story. Back in the late 80s, early 90s, I worked at like Tape World or Record Town in the mall. We had a Ticketmaster. I pulled up some orchestra pit tickets to Saratoga Performing Arts Center, which is much like the Meadow Music Theater in Hartford. We were down in the orchestra pit on the left side, and Ozzy was chiding people to get up on the stage. Somebody tried to get up on stage right, and so he was over there, and all the security was over there. My buddy Brian jumped up on stage left, ran across the stage, scooped up Ozzy, and I can still see the look on Ozzy's face, like the terrified, like I just got taken off my feet look unexpectedly. He clapped him on the back, gave him a big hug, and dove back in the crowd, and everybody went bananas. It was amazing. So love Ozzy. Great dude, man. Amazing musician. All right, here we go. Tonight, partly cloudy. Another comfortable night.
Oh, there you go.
I knew
Sunshine,
it.
a few clouds as we
I
head
knew
through
somebody
the day
had
on
something.
Wednesday. The high up to 85. Now, the heat really builds in Thursday. Partly sunny, more humid, too. Near the record, the high up to 94. Now, Friday going to be just unruly hot. We're going to break the record from 2001. Very hot and humid. We'll likely see an extreme heat warning going up that day, as the heat index will likely top 105 to 110. The actual high temperature of 99 on Friday. Still hot, but not as hot on Saturday. The high up to 90 for us on Saturday. Right now, 73 Waterbury, 79 Danbury, 78 in Bridgeport, and 77 in Hartford. I'm meteorologist Jason Caterina in the WTIC Weather Center.
At Columbia Dental, we love to make kids smile. Our expert pediatric dentists specialize in children's dental care, making every visit fun and comfortable. Open 7 days a week. Call 860-645-0111 or visit columbiadental.com.
Don't let the summer pass by without feeling your absolute best. Drop those unwanted pounds without expensive injections. Call Awaken 180 Weight Loss today to start your journey to your best you. 844-346-1800 or online at awaken180weightloss.com.
Some plumbers spend their ad money on internet searches. At Joe the Plumber, we like radio. So while we may not pop up first on your web search, come see why we're the first choice for so many residential and commercial plumbing jobs. Visit us at calljoetheplumber.com.
Slow? Clogged? Backed up? Don't worry. ALO Home Services has you covered. For only $93, our technician will clear any drain in your home. And if it can't be cleared, it's free. Call for details. Licensed for safety. HIC 628926, P102776688, S104062441, S3308699, SM3004646, E1185643.
Career change. Veterans and active duty service members. Your transition starts here. Go from GI to IT in a matter of months. Become a certified cyber warrior with training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, offering IT pros great opportunities and a rewarding lifestyle while protecting our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. Deploy your career in IT today at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP, an elite CompTIA certification partner.
VA education benefits are available to those who qualify.
The success you've already had matters at University of Maryland Global Campus because we're a school for real life. An accredited state university, UMGC lets you earn up to 90 credits toward a bachelor's for prior learning and relevant life and work experience, or transfer up to 12 credits toward a master's. We are and online and hybrid courses. Classes start August 13th. Apply now and save with no application fee. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
President of the Chris Murphy Fan Club, Reese on the Radio, on News Talk 1080, WTIC.
All right, we're back. It's Reese on the Radio. Now, and again, I told you all, folks, don't doubt me. Doubt me if you wanna. I do this every day, and I want to let me applaud all of you who say to me every day, Reese, you are so well researched. And I am. I am always well researched. You want to know why? Because the research never stops. Never stops. Even when I'm doing the show, I'm still researching. Because I need to make sure that everything I tell you just slaps up all the naysayers. Just slap them up. Slap them up on a regular basis. I love it. So I'm going to give all of you an opportunity to do something, okay? To do the research that I do every day. I want you to go to 5 days ago. 5 days ago. And I want you to go to ABC News. 5 days ago. The headline on the article, I'll say it for you again. So for those of you out there, you researchers out there, here's the headline. What we know and don't know about Jeffrey Epstein, according to key victims' attorney. Again, what we know and don't know about Jeffrey Epstein, according to key victims' attorney. Victims, plural, not one victim, victims, plural. Let's go one step further. Brad Edwards knows that what you are about to read may be difficult for some to accept. A victims' rights lawyer from Florida, Edwards has been in pursuit of the truth about financier and convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein's life and crimes for nearly 2 decades. He would be the first to say that Epstein caused incalculable damage to trauma to hundreds of women and girls. In fact, long before Epstein became known worldwide for his crimes, Edwards persistently told a federal judge that because of Epstein's deviant appetite for young girls combined with his extraordinary wealth and power, he may be the most dangerous predator in U.S. history. That was 17 years ago, Edwards said. But back then, hardly anyone listened. In the years since, Edwards and his co-counsel on behalf of Epstein's victims have sued Epstein, his estate, and the federal government and several financial institutions, recovering hundreds of millions of dollars for more than 200 survivors. Again, recovering millions of dollars for more than 200 survivors of Epstein's sex abuse and trafficking. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Brad Edwards, the attorney for over 200 of Epstein's victims.
Obviously, our current president has had relationships with Epstein in the past, and there are those, Katie Johnson and maybe other victims who have accused Trump of being involved in things like this. In my experience, Trump supporters will not listen to anything along those lines. Obviously, we're not a court of law here right now, but are those claims of that case was dropped? It was dropped before it went to court. In your opinion, as a lawyer and your experience, is there anything you can say as to the validity of those claims, or whether or not there will be any more about that?
Nothing at all. The only thing that I can say about President Trump is that he is the only person who, in 2009, when I served a lot of subpoenas on a lot of people, or at least gave notice to some pretty connected people that I wanted to talk to them, he is the only person who picked up the phone and said, "Let's just talk. I'll give you as much time as you want. I'll tell you what you need to know," and was very helpful in the information that he gave, and gave no indication whatsoever that he was involved in anything untoward whatsoever, but had good information that checked out and that helped us, and that we didn't have to take a deposition of him.
That was in 2009?
That was in 2009. So,
do you know if there's any truth to James Patterson's claims that Trump kicked Epstein out of Mar-a-Lago?
Definitely.
Shut up now. Shut up now. Simple and plain. Go home. Go bye-bye. That guy's the authority. Not me. Definitely not you. That guy's the authority. He represented over 200 victims of Jeffrey Epstein. And in an interview where he was asked plainly whether or not Donald Trump had any involvement, the guy who's getting hundreds of millions of dollars for victims said no. Nope. He gave us, we asked for a deposition. He said, nah, come on by. We'll talk whatever you want. He was one of the only people who came forward. One of the only people who came forward. So what you got? This is a guy, and ABC News did an article on him 5 days ago. 5 days ago. Where, again, what did I say to you when I talked about this the other day? Anybody talking to the victims? Anyone? Anyone? No. No one is. No one's even talking about him. Brad Johnson, again, in an article by ABC News. And in that article, there's nothing about Donald Trump. Brad Edwards is being interviewed in this long, very long piece. Nothing in this article has Brad Edwards, the attorney for over 200 victims. He's even talking about Donald Trump. And as you heard from his own mouth, Donald Trump was the only person who came forward after all of the people that they tried to reach out to, while he's securing millions of dollars for his clients. Says Donald Trump was the only person in 2009 who came forward. Yeah, that proved nothing, huh? Yeah, that made no sense. Okay. I tried, but I guess it means nothing. That's the cover-up. I just want to, and again, look, if you're in the chat room, please explain to me what the cover-up is. Please explain to me what the cover-up is. You didn't have that. You didn't even know who Brad Edwards was. I did. I've had that video in my archives for years. All I did was go in and search it. Brad Edwards. Popped right up. Had it sitting there. Why? Because we talked about this during the Biden administration. Yeah. Okay, but I get it. Yes, Trump came forward. Again, with what? The guy who is getting money for his victims obviously did not implicate him. Please tell me something other than just repeating the same nonsense. What's going on, Mark?
Hey, how you doing?
Pretty good, sir.
Good. Hey, is someone gonna read the ticket, the Yard Goats ticket? Remember I won?
Oh, yeah. Hold on. Let me put you on hold. Again, this is the part that everybody gets stuck on. This is always the part that people get stuck on. You can hand them all the information that you can, and no one's got a response. They all seem to be stuck on stupid now. ABC News does an article, full page. We're talking like there's got to be at least 2,000 words in this. And Brad Edwards is communicating. Why? Because he's representing actual victims to the tune of 200 folks, but yet none of his clients, none of them, and they can't get a client to implicate the person who you guys keep suggesting is a part of it. That's all it is. The Brad Edwards piece, by the way, comes from, I think it was like 2022 or something like that. I think it was roughly around that time. I'll actually get the timestamp on that video when that came out, or at least when I grabbed it. But I don't remember anybody saying anything after the fact. In fact, what does that say? No, I reshared it on January of 2024. So according to this, if I look at the properties on that video, which should tell me exactly when I took it, this was, January 4th of 2024. Yeah, that was when I got that video. So someone's going to have to explain to me how the guy who's representing hundreds of women led to no implication to the President of the United States. Someone's going to have to help me there. Because in one breath they're saying, and let me read the comments in here. In one breath they're saying, of course Trump came forward. And then to say, of course he didn't implicate he was involved. Why would he come forward? Why would he not speak with his attorneys? Donald Trump is a legitimate businessman with billions of dollars, asked to speak to a lawyer while they're trying to get information. And this attorney is actually civilly looking to get money for his clients. And Donald Trump decides to meet with him without an attorney? Chooses not to be deposed?
Obviously, our current president has had relationships with Epstein in the past, and there are those Katie Johnson and maybe other victims who have accused Trump of being involved in things like this. In my experience, Trump supporters will not listen to anything along those lines. Obviously, we're not a court of law here right now, but are those claims of that case was dropped? It was dropped before it went to court. In your opinion, as a lawyer and your experience, is there anything you can say as to the validity of those claims, or whether or not there will be any more about that?
Nothing at all. The only thing that I can say about President Trump is that he is the only person who, in 2009, when I served a lot of subpoenas on a lot of people, or at least gave notice to some pretty connected people that I wanted to talk to them, he is the only person who picked up the phone and said, "Let's just talk. I'll give you as much time as you want. I'll tell you what you need to know," and was very helpful in the information that he gave, and gave no indication whatsoever that he was involved in anything untoward whatsoever, but had good information that checked out and that helped us, and that we didn't have to take a deposition of him.
And that was in 2009?
That was in 2009. So,
do you know if there's any truth to James Patterson's claims that Trump kicked Epstein out of Mar-a-Lago?
Definitely.
Oh, yeah, that's right. There's also the James Patterson thing. Writer, novelist, that guy James Patterson also came out and said that Donald Trump kicked him out of Mar-a-Lago. Yeah. It's okay. Don't worry about it. You got nothing. You got nothing. And I told you that you're going to be left flat-footed. I warned you. Brad Edwards, 200 clients, got him millions of dollars. Interestingly enough, nothing on the president. Weird. It's funny how you don't even mention it. Let's take another break. Got news, weather, traffic. Jason Caterina and Mark Christopher's in the BPS Traffic Center. Hey, Mark.
Hey, Reese, thank you very much. Well, good afternoon to you, and good afternoon, everyone. If you are heading in toward Hartford right now, and you're on the southbound side of I-91, you're going to see some delays coming down from 37 to 35 in Windsor. Again, 33 down to 32 A and B in Hartford, and again, some slow traffic as you move 27 down to exit 28 on the Hartford Wethersfield line. Northbound 91, no problems. Cromwell up into Windsor. Westbound 84 tied up just after 56 Governor Street out to 45 Flatbush Avenue. 84 eastbound a little tight approaching 46 into the tunnel. 291 through 84 okay. 2 westbound tight 1D up to the 84 West merge. 9 northbound slowing 22 up to the Aragoni Bridge in Middletown. If you are traveling on the westbound side of 84, look for some slow traffic between exit 38 and 37 in Farmington. 84 eastbound Waterbury tight by 18. Again, some slow traffic 26 in Cheshire down to the 691 interchange. Westbound 84 slowing in Waterbury 22 up to the Mixmaster. 84 eastbound in Newtown is tight 9 to 11. Southbound Parkway a little tight getting by 60 in Hamden. Northbound 91 slowing from 3 up to exit 8 in New Haven from an earlier accident. Those delays will ease out now. And 95 southbound New Haven slowing 46 down to 44. Traffic and weather together on the 8's WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
For the rest of our Tuesday afternoon, sun, some clouds, a pleasant day with low humidity and the high of 81. Partly cloudy tonight, another comfortable night for sleeping with the low down to 56. Sunshine, a few clouds for our Wednesday, a bit warmer with the heat starting to build, the high of 85. Thursday, partly sunny, hot and more humid with the high moving up to 94. I'm meteorologist Jason Caterina in the WTIC Weather Center.
And now, a WTIC news update.
78 degrees at 4:30. I'm Dave Mager, WTIC 1080 News. Heat advisory now in effect through Friday night. A woman is dead after a house fire this morning in Suffield. The fire department says it happened on Mather Street. They found the home fully engulfed around 10:30 a.m. Firefighters brought the victim out, but she suffered fatal injuries. She's identified as 80-year-old Dolores Green, the only person inside when the fire broke out. Derby Ave in West Haven reopened mid-afternoon after a brush fire broke out late this morning. Fire Captain Steve Panza says a spark from a work crew set it off.
As it turns out, somebody was working on a fence behind us with a grinder. The sparks generated a fire back here in the brush. It quickly took off up this hillside. As you can see, it's kind of a steep vertical, and it had the wind in its favor, so it didn't take long for that to get involved.
The audio from WFSB Derby Ave, Route 34, was closed for about 3 hours. No one was hurt. In a photo op with the leader of the Philippines, President Trump denied knowledge of the DOJ's request to re-interview Ghislaine Maxwell. She is Jeffrey Epstein's accomplice in child rape. She is in prison. The president then tried to deflect attention to his claims former President Obama conspired against him.
He said, here's what you actually should be focused on. And he sort of launched into this broadside of President Obama. And the reason that juxtaposition is important is because the president's opponents have been arguing that he's doing all kinds of things to try to distract from a storyline that has not been great for him.
CBS's Nancy Cordes reporting in a statement, Obama calls the Trump allegations bizarre and a weak attempt at distraction. Ozzy Osbourne is dead.
Mama, I'm coming home.
The heavy metal legend suffered from Parkinson's. He performed just 2 weeks ago at the last concert for Black Sabbath. Ozzy Osbourne was 76. A statement says he was with his family when he died. On Wall Street, the Dow closed up 179. S&P was plus 4 to close at a record 6310. The NASDAQ was down 81 points. Sports, Red Sox in Philadelphia with the pregame just after 6 on WTIC. Yankees in Toronto. The Mets host the Angels. For more, check out WTIC.com. I'm Dave Maker, WTIC 1080 News.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy and founder of Wesley Financial Group. And I want to set the record straight. I am not an attorney. I've never wanted to be an attorney. And the truth is, I really don't even like attorneys. If I sound like an attorney or if I look like an attorney, I'll apologize. But what I've learned in my 15 years in the timeshare cancellation business is you don't need to be an attorney to get folks out of their timeshare. At Wesley, we've helped over 40,000 families cancel their timeshare without me being an attorney. And I want to share with you how we do it. Just give my office a call, and you will not talk to an attorney. And I guarantee if we take you as a client, we'll get you out of your timeshare, or you'll pay nothing.
Call now for your free information kit. 800-714-9090. 800-714-9090. 800-714-9090.
Feel like everything's clouded by doubt? Visit psychics.com. Our psychics are available to talk 24/7, and we guarantee if it's not life-changing, it's free. Experience the joy of certainty. California Psychics.
We asked parents to share their journey of adopting teens.
They changed who I am because I can't see life without them in it.
Visit adoptuskids.org to learn more. Brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime. We're not here to be the biggest. We're here to bring you something we believe is better. Our plans start at just $20. You'll get the same fast nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com/fax or a store near you. Plan
Here we go.
credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Stay locked in. Reese on the Radio is on WTIC News Talk 1080.
All right, we are back. We got weather and traffic coming up in a little bit. I'm watching Tulsi Gabbard on TV saying that new documents are going to be released. I will say this. I thought this was interesting, right? So while I was laying out all of this stuff about the DNI report and about Barack Obama's involvement, liberals are in a chat room saying this, and I quote, "This is a distraction." Noticeably, they're not calling it a lie. I want you to pay attention to that. They won't call it a lie. They cannot. So calling it a distraction, you heard the news media, as we played at the top of the hour, Dave Mager, CBS News is talking about he seemed to distract or divert attention from. No one is saying what's in the Tulsi Gabbard report is a lie. They're always just saying that, it was meant to distract or to deflect. No one is saying what he said about Barack Obama was a lie. And that is worth noting because they can't. So trying to keep the pressure on this story shows exactly what the problem is. And don't worry about it. It's okay. It's okay. I don't have a problem with people getting ahead of their skis. It always comes back to bite them, and you know it does. Huh? Didn't we have a Border Patrol agent shot in the face in New York? Where's all the protests now? Looks bad, don't it? Huh? What happened? Didn't we have like 11 people, 12 people arrested for trying to ambush Border Patrol? ICE officers? What happened? Remember, it was me who told everybody last week, right? Ralph in South Carolina called up and says, I think it's going to get worse. And I said, no, it's not. Not after that. I said, that's going to die right off. And sure enough, what happened? Where's the story at? Is it anywhere? Anyone? As soon as somebody takes it too far, everybody's got it. Nope, not working. Get out of here. Poll numbers went down. Now everybody's got to bounce. They try it. Doesn't work. Polling numbers go bad. News media can't really cover up for that kind of violence. Everybody goes home. No Teslas are burning, are they? Anybody? Any more stories about Teslas on fire? No. I wonder why. Yeah, all of this is political theater. All of this is. Just a bunch of novices who think that this is the one that's going to get them. This is the one that's going to get them. Never gets them. When we come back, I'm also going to talk about Democrats in the state. Are they really going to give the keys to the kids in Connecticut? Are these 70-something-year-old folks, DeLauro, Lamont, are they going to give up the keys to the kingdom to the kids? We'll talk about it. Plus your phone calls at 860-522-WTIC. Let's get some check of the weather and traffic. Jason Caterina and Mark Christopher's in the BPS Traffic Center. Hey, Mark.
Hey, Reese, good afternoon to you and good afternoon, everyone. And if you are heading into downtown Hartford right now, southbound side of 91, a little slow from 37 down to 35. Again, 33 down to 32 A&B. More delays from 27 down to 28. Northbound side of 91, easy ride Cromwell through Hartford up into Windsor. Westbound 84 slowing, approaching the Bulkley Bridge at 47. 84 eastbound's tight, 46 down into the tunnel. 291, 384 doing okay east of the river. 2 westbound slowing, 1D up to the 84 west merge. Heading into Middletown, 9 northbound delays 22 up to the Aragoni. 9 southbound slowing, Cromwell Middletown line to the Aragoni Bridge. 9 northbound slowing 32 to 34 in Berlin, in New Britain. 84 eastbound in Waterbury tight by 18. Again, a little slow by 26 in Cheshire. Heading down into New Haven. Southbound Parkway delays 60 into the West Rock. 95 southbound New Haven slowing 46 down to 44. Traffic and weather together on the 8s WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
It's been a beautiful day tonight. Partly cloudy, very comfortable. The low down to 56. Nice day for us on Wednesday. The heat going to start to build and really take off as we make our way toward the weekend. But Wednesday, sunshine, a few clouds, the high of 85. A warmer night Wednesday night, the low only dropping down to 66. Then the heat is on. So is the humidity for us. Thursday, the high up to 94. Now, Friday, wouldn't be surprised to see some extreme heat warnings going out. Mostly cloudy. We're going to break the record from 2001. Not only will it be very hot, but very humid, too. The high of 99. Likely seeing heat index values between 105 and 110 or so on Friday. Saturday, not as hot, but still hot with a mix of clouds and sun. The high of 90. So right now, feels awful nice out there at 77 in Mansfield, 73 in New London with a bit of a breeze off the water, New Haven at 81 and 79 in Hartford. I'm meteorologist Jason Caterina in the WTIC Weather Center.
Join us for the first annual Go Tacos Tequila and Taps Festival at Duncan Park, July 24th through the 26th. Presented by the Hartford Yard Goats. Enjoy live bands, more than 20 brands of tequila, and dozens of craft beers, wines, and spirits. For ticket info, visit GoTacosTequilaTaps.com.
Join us this Sunday for Tumalo Financial, your go-to for retirement planning and taxes. Tune into the father-son duo from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. or catch replay from 5 to 6 p.m. Tumalo Financial, retirement planning with integrity on WTIC News Talk 1080.
Speeding while driving gives you less time to react. Another car could turn out in front of you. A pedestrian could be walking their dog. Follow the speed limit to keep them safe. Speeding catches up with you. Paid for by NHTSA.
If you've been injured in an accident, don't let the insurance company decide how much you're worth. At Carter Mario Law Firm, you're more than just a client and more than just a quick settlement. When you get Carter, we'll help you get more. More experience, more attention, and more accessibility. The Carter Mario Law Firm's zero-fee warranty means you pay nothing unless we win. Visit getcarter.com or call 877-GET-CARTER.
Home title theft. And it's devastating if it happens to you. Listen to the alarming words of an actual home title thief.
I don't need to know your date of birth and social security number. All I have to do is go to public records, create a document, and file that document. And then I can borrow against the house or sell the house. You may have no clue until you find out that your house has been sold or till several loans or several banks are foreclosing on you.
For pennies a day, Home Title Lock puts a virtual barrier of protection around your home's title with 24/7 monitoring. The instant they detect any tampering, you'll get an alert, and that's bad news for home title thieves. So when's the last time you checked on the title to your home? Find out if you're already a victim with your free title scan and complete title report. $100 value free. Just go to HomeTitleLock.com and sign up in minutes. That's HomeTitleLock.com. HomeTitleLock.com.
The self-proclaimed love child of Rush Limbaugh.
They're running a strange program, y'all.
Reese on the radio on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
Get to your phone calls in a little bit, but I need to get the show on the road. I want to say also Donald Trump is released on Truth Social. Breaking news. We have just achieved a big and important win in our historic lawsuit against 60 Minutes. CBS and Paramount. Just like ABC and George Stephanopoulos, CBS and its corporate owners knew that they defrauded the American people when they and were desperate to settle. Paramount, CBS, 60 Minutes have today paid $16 million in settlement, and we also anticipate receiving $20 million more from the new owners in advertising, PSAs, public service announcements, or similar programming, for a total of over $36 million. This is another in a long line of victories over the fake news media. We are holding to account for their widespread fraud and deceit. Wall Street Journal, the failing New York Times, the Washington Post, MSDNC, CNN, and all other mainstream media liars are on notice that the days of them being allowed to deceive the American people are over. Make America great again. Now, I just want to say that the biggest problem that people are having with this is because they believe that this is some sort of totalitarian behavior. Not that I need to tell them that they're wrong, but they're going to have to clear up how indeed that is, because they can still continue to do what they're doing. Stephen Colbert, yesterday on his Late Show, even though he's been fired, went right to the camera and told the President of the United States, go blank yourself. There are people who stand right outside of the White House with tents that say, F Donald Trump, in front of the White House. I just want to know whether or not somebody like, I don't know, President Maduro would allow that to happen. Do you think that they would be able to do that in front of the place where Vladimir Putin lives? Would they be allowed? Because it seems like everybody is all over everywhere talking about how their freedom of speech is in jeopardy while they continue to speak about their freedom of speech. I don't get it, but maybe I'm missing something. Maybe one of these knuckleheads will tell me what it is I'm missing, but I doubt it. Now, let's get back to the show. Connecticut Democrats can't agree on whether it's time for change. Democrats have been delivering state party chair says liberals say people are struggling. Now, this article that was in the Hartford Courant a couple of days ago is breaking down how the old guard needs to go. I understand Ben Proto has actually chimed in on this article. Ben, with all due respect, stop. Stay.